Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Daily English Podcast, where learning English is simple and fun. If you're watching this today, that already tells me something about you. You're serious about improving. You didn't scroll past. You showed up. And that's exactly what Fluency is built on. So let's make today's session count. Most people learn English for years and still can't speak it fluently. Here's why, and how to fix it. The problem isn't your vocabulary. It's not your grammar. It's that you've been studying English instead of living it. Today, I'm going to show you the one technique that top language learners swear by, and most English classes never teach you. It's called shadowing. Here's how it works. You listen to a sentence in English, then repeat it out loud, copying the pronunciation, the rhythm, the intonation, like you're an actor stepping into the role of a native speaker. Simple, but the results? Anything but. Shadowing rewires the way your brain learns English. It sharpens your listening so you can catch real conversations and movies without rewinding. It builds speaking confidence in real time, not just on paper. And most powerfully, it trains you to think in English, not translate from your native language. People who shadow every day don't just improve, they transform. They go from hesitant and awkward to smooth, natural, and confident faster than they ever thought possible. Hello, everyone. I'm Jane. I'm your guide for today's episode. So if you're tired of understanding English but freezing the moment you try to speak it, this video is for you. Let's get started. So in today's video, we're going to practice daily routine sentences. This means describing your day in English. Useful English that you can use every single day in real life. These are not just random sentences. They are practical, natural, and perfect for improving your speaking skills. Here's how we'll do it. I will read each sentence slowly and clearly. Then I will pause and you will repeat after me. Don't be shy. Speak loudly, confidently, and with energy. Remember, this is your English workout. The more you shadow, the stronger your English will become. Let's get started with our daily routine shadowing practice. Listen each sentence carefully and then repeat after me. I usually wake up at 6:30 in the morning. Sometimes I stay in bed for a few minutes before getting up. The first thing I do is stretch my arms and legs. I like to open the curtains to let in some fresh air. After that, I go to the bathroom to wash my face. I brush my teeth carefully for 3 minutes. I often take a shower to feel fresh and awake. While showering, I usually think about my plans for the day. After the shower, I dry my hair with a towel. Then I put on some comfortable clothes. I like to look in the mirror to check my appearance. Before breakfast, I usually drink a glass of water. I prepare a simple breakfast like eggs, toast, and coffee. Sometimes I eat cereal with milk instead. After eating, I wash the dishes and clean the table. Before leaving home, I check my phone for new messages. I always make sure I have my keys, wallet, and phone. I usually leave the house around 8:30. I walk to the bus stop down the street. On the bus, I like to look out the window and relax. Sometimes I read a book or scroll through social media. The ride usually takes about 30 minutes. When I arrive at work, I feel ready to start the day. I greet my coworkers politely when I arrive. The first thing I do is turn on my computer. I usually check my emails before starting work. Sometimes I reply to important messages immediately. I like to write a short to-do list for the day. If I have a meeting, I prepare my notes in advance. I often discuss work projects with my team members. Sometimes we come up with new ideas together. I try to focus on one task at a time. When I feel tired, I take a short break. During office break, I usually drink some coffee or tea from the coffee machine. At noon, I usually have lunch with my coworkers. I often eat rice, vegetables, and meat. We sometimes talk about movies or sporting activities like the World Cup. After lunch, I return to my desk and continue working. I usually check my progress in the afternoon. If I have questions, I ask my manager for advice. Sometimes I give a short presentation about my work. At the end of the day, I try to organize my desk. I usually leave the office around 5 p.m. Before leaving, I say goodbye to my coworkers. After work, I take the bus back home. On the bus, I sometimes listen to daily English podcast. When I arrive home, I take off my shoes and relax. Then I drink a glass of water. If I feel hungry, I prepare dinner right away. I often cook simple meals like pasta, curry, or soup. sometimes I order food if I feel too tired to cook. I enjoy eating dinner while watching my favorite TV show. After dinner, I wash the dishes and clean the kitchen. I usually spend some time watching YouTube videos. Sometimes I read a book instead of watching TV. I occasionally call my family to ask about their day. I sometimes chat with friends online in the evening. Before bed, I prepare my clothes for the next day. I also write down important tasks for tomorrow. Then I take my bath and wear my pajamas. Pajamas are clothes used to sleep. I normally go to sleep around 10 p.m. Before sleeping, I always set my alarm for 6:30 a.m. the next day. I try to think positively before closing my eyes. On rainy mornings, I feel lazy and want to stay in bed. Sometimes I skip breakfast when I'm in a hurry. I always take my umbrella if the weather looks bad. If the bus is too crowded, I sometimes walk or rent a bicycle to work. At work, I try to stay organized and productive. If I make a mistake, I always try to fix it quickly or ask my coworkers for help. During my free time, I read articles about technology. I often help my coworkers when they ask for support. At lunch, I sometimes try new restaurants with my colleagues. In the afternoon, I usually feel a bit sleepy. After finishing a project, I feel very satisfied. After work, I often buy groceries I used to cook at the supermarket. I like to buy fresh fruit and vegetables for dinner. On weekends, I usually cook a big meal at home and invite my family to eat with me. After dinner, I sometimes play video games for fun. On Fridays, I sometimes stay up late watching my favorite movies and TV shows. On Saturdays, I often clean the house in the morning and go out with friends at noon. On Sundays, I usually rest and prepare for the new week. When I am very tired, I fall asleep quickly. Sometimes I dream about my daily life. If I sleep well, I wake up full of energy. If I sleep late, I feel tired in the morning. I try to live a balanced life every day. Fantastic work today! You've just completed a full shadowing session with more than 200 daily routine sentences in English. That's a huge achievement. I know it's not always easy to stay focused through such a long practice, but you did it. By spending this time, you invested in yourself, in your confidence, and in your fluency. Remember, shadowing is like exercise for your mouth, your brain, and your ears. The more you do it, the stronger your English will become. You will start noticing big improvements in your pronunciation, in the way you form sentences, and even in how quickly you can respond in real conversations. I want you to feel proud of yourself right now. Most people only wish to improve their English, but you are actually taking action. That's what makes you different. If you keep practicing with me regularly, step by step, your English will become smoother, more natural, and more confident. You'll not only understand English better, you'll also be able to use it in daily life without hesitation. Thank you so much for joining me here on Daily English Podcast. If this shadowing practice helped you, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you don't miss more shadowing practice. And here's my challenge for you. Try to repeat this practice at least 3 to 4 times this week. Every time you do it, you'll notice it gets easier and your English will sound more natural. Keep going. Keep practicing and never give up. Your English fluency is closer than you think. I'm Jane, and I hope to see you in our next video.